Hi all, Aid from Rev Monkey here. Recently changed the name from UXBRIDGE because now I'm bringing you a lot more car content, not just motorcycles. Today I'm at GVE in London, or UXBRIDGE, picking up my Lotus Emira, which has had a substantial amount of PPF work done over the whole car and the ceramic coating. This offers great protection, longevity, keeping the values, and also makes it a lot easier to clean because at the best of times I'm one lazy bastard. But let's show you the car now, shall we? Okay, Luke, I've known him really well now. I'm finally a customer. I haven't bought a car from GVE yet, but it's only a matter of time. He knows I've got my eyes on a Huracan at some point. Yeah.
Great choice of car.
But GVE were a really good choice for PPF. You might have seen my earlier video on it when I spoke to Luke about it. But they're not just supercar salespeople. They do the PPFing and the ceramic coating, the full car protection. And I thought, why would you go to someone who just does PPF? Why not go to a supercar place? Because they know how to look after these special cars particularly. It just makes absolute logical sense. So Luke, what have you done with my car?
So it's gone under a bit of transformation. So we've installed XPEL's Stealth paint protection film. So that's not only giving you a bit of a change look, but it's also protecting the paint from anything like scratches, chips, swirl marks, and just generally helps with the maintenance as well, which is always a nice bonus. As you can see behind me, we have the latest Lotus car. It's the Emira. It's brand new to the 2023 fleet of Lotus cars. We're just applying some Stealth XPEL PPF to it, which is going to give it a lovely satin finish. As you can see, we've just started applying the first few panels of the PPF. It's giving it this lovely satin finish, and it's really bringing out some of the lines on the car, and it's also going to help protect it as well.
Yeah, well, I was quite surprised by the change of it. For me, initially, it does seem to take away some metallic element, and at first I was a little bit worried. But now as I see it kind of revolving round, it oozes quality. The paint quality is probably 2 or 3 times better, because admittedly, even Lotus admitted, certainly the dealer admitted that the paint is a weak point. But now it just looks so incredibly smooth and perfect, whereas before there were kind of imperfections and kind of orange peel. And when I bought it here, unbeknownst to me, it actually had 2 scratches or 2 chips and a scratch. So GVE fixed it in. And what you've got to remember is, because people look at different PPF suppliers, the quality of the PPF is important, and this was XPEL Stealth.
That's right.
And the other thing that's probably the most important of all, apart from knowing someone who knows how to put it on, is the preparation. So tell us a bit more, what do you do to prep my car in particular?
So what we needed to do was, obviously, when we initially got your car in, we gave it a bit of a quality check and had a look at the general condition of the paintwork, which, as you say, it wasn't kind of where we needed it to be. We noticed a few stone chips on the front as well. We did notice the paint was quite thin. So we touched those in and we sanded the lack of them away, so they were pretty much invisible, which is really nice, rather than like what a lot of people do, so just run it in with a pen, which isn't, in my opinion, sufficient. So we did a proper nice job. We also found a little scratch on one of the wings, which we polished out as well. And then just part of the process to give the whole car, usually on new cars it's more of like a 1-stage paint correction, just to sort of remove any sort of light blemishes, which is all this car really had apart from the chip and the deep scratch, which we removed. And then obviously we applied the PPF on top, but obviously only once we're really and truly happy with how the paint's going to look. Because one way I really like to describe the PPF is once it's on there, you're freezing your paint in time, essentially for the next 10 years, which is obviously the warranty covers. So
you've got to be, hence there's a few delays, because you were really adamant you wanted to get actually perfect. The car had to be perfect for the PPF went on. And this paint correction, kind of detailing, paint correction that you do before a car, that's done for customers who come to you for ceramic coating as well, only.
It's more so, what we like to say is with a ceramic coat, what you really want to do is make sure that you're getting the best out of your money, because if you put ceramic on just like a car that's been, say, just had a maintenance wash or just a basic detail, then you're not guaranteeing that you're going to remove all the blemishes. So what ceramic can actually do is actually highlight some imperfections. So what it's doing is adding essentially, it is quite interesting to see how it affects it, because what you can see when a poorly applied ceramic job, it can highlight it with like almost like a faded look in some areas, because what it does is adding microns of almost like a glass layer, we describe it as, onto the paint. So what it's doing is anything that's underneath, it's sealing it in. Because when you look at paint under a microscope, it's not actually smooth, it's jagged, and that's how things like bird nests or just grime in general, that's how it sticks to the paint when you're driving the car around, because it's getting something in this gap. So what ceramic does is kind of just create like a protective layer by sealing those ridges in the paint, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's really important to try and get rid of any sort of like swells or scratches before ceramic, because if anything, it's not going to be able to do its job as effectively, if that makes sense.
Just to confirm, you ceramic coat this as well.
Yeah. So,
and where did the ceramic coating go?
So it's essentially on everything, actually. So we've done all the bodywork is coated with XPEL Fusion.
XPEL Fusion. Okay, that's not what I've heard of. What's that above another different product?
So one that we use a lot of is, especially on vinyl wraps, is G-Technic's Halo, which is designed, like I said, on vinyl wraps. Because what you find is if you put normal ceramic on, say, this car, like say a G-Technic Ultra, G-Technic Ultra is very, very hard, and it sets very hard. And what that would do is remove the self-healing effect of the PPF. So what you'd find is if you ever get someone...
Oh, so it's a balance, because, ironically, it'd work against it, because the point of PPF is that this self-healing thing is really important. Because if you're washing it and you've got a little bit of grit in there, on normal paintwork, especially on a weak Lotus original paint, it would be a disaster. But with the self-healing, it will just, especially in terms of the heat and the sun, it almost re-melts it slightly and becomes perfectly smooth again. It's really clever stuff, isn't it, actually?
That's the glass, it's the body itself, the wheels, the calipers as well. Because what you'll find, especially with gloss back wheels, over time, they'll get a brake dust build up, because he's such a big brake, so probably make quite a bit of mess. So you get that horrible kind of like brownish look to them when they get dirty. So that will help with obviously because of washing them. A lot of the time, you spend a lot of time brushing away your wheels. When it comes to the maintenance, I'd say it cuts it in half.
So with the glass, I don't have to use any more proprietary glass products. The water will bead off it for a substantial amount of time.
Yeah, absolutely,
So it's actually safer when you're driving, ironically.
It is.
But also, for me, it's all about a low maintenance. I'm going to use this car a lot, I'm going to keep it for a long time, and I'm a lazy git when it comes to cleaning. So brake dust is less of a problem. It means I don't have to kind of spray it perhaps with an initial brake dust remover and then give it a scrub and then blast it. I can literally just use a blaster on it and it'll just remove everything.
It'll more or less do the job.
Because the brake dust will not stick to it in the same way. The car now, it's kind of got a consistent paint look across it. I think that's starting to dawn on me now, looking at it. As I said, first I was a little bit initial that looks like metallic has been taken away. It's kind of changed colour. But as I'm now warming to it and getting closer and closer, the quality's oozing out. And as I say, it's got this consistent look. When you touch it, it's so smooth.
Yeah, it is.
And as you get close, you don't see these slight little things, imperfections and swirls and things like that. It's all one uniform colour. And so your actual impression now is one of really high quality. And I think it could definitely lifted the car. The fact that it's now unique until someone else does this, then I think it looks really cool. So if you want this exact look, get in touch with GVE. I believe they're willing to still offer a 10% discount on all work done with GVE in the detailing area, whether that's ceramics, PPF or whatever. Just use RevMonkey10 when you contact them. Speak to Luke, he's a super passionate bloke, and he'll make sure that discount's applied when they give you the quote for what you work to do. But looking at it, okay, it's an expense, and some people argue if it's worth it in the first place. But for me, it is. It's about keeping that car in showroom, in fact, better than showroom conditioning than when I actually got the car. It's about ease of use, maintenance, and less worry. I'm not going to worry about driving down a motorway, driving on track, and having things spit up at me so much. And that that peace of mind for me is incredible. Don't forget, I've got a Ferrari. If you've got an Italian Exotica, you're worrying all day long about the silliest little things. This is like a breath of fresh air for me. So make sure you contact GVE, RevMonkey 10, you get a 10% discount on any of the detailing options that they offer. Speak to them, find out what they can do for your car. Obviously, most people do it with brand new cars, but if you've got an older car, you can still get it done. It's not too late. They'll just spend a bit more time on preparation. I think it's a worthwhile investment in what is a pride and passion. People put a lot of money into cars in other sorts of ways, whether it's mechanical, performance. They put a lot of money into their homes with an extension or renovations. So basically, this is just preserving my love and appeal for the car. That's really what it's about for me.
Absolutely.
So did you do anything on the inside?
Yeah, so the interior has been cleaned and ceramic coated as well.
Wow, yeah, a lot of people worry about Alcantara,
Yeah.
but this will help. So it's on so I've got Alcantara on the seats, a bit on the side panels, a bit on the front, and on the steering wheel. So it will help preserve that look and that. Well, that's really important.
Really good.
And I'd say, you know, if you just did that for your interior, bearing in mind some people didn't buy or didn't opt for Alcantara because of the worry of wear, which is a bit of a fallacy because actually it lasts quite well, but this will definitely help, as opposed to leather. But leather wears out the same way. It cracks, it creases, it dries up if you don't look after it. It kind of bends and conforms to your body worse than the Alcantara will. So I never quite understood why people wouldn't get Alcantara as the only option myself, but that's just me. I love it to death. Oh, it's brilliant. So you've done the inside and outside. That's right. I've just got an impeccable car now, and hey, I'm so happy. Well, thanks again. I really appreciate it. Obviously, full disclosure, I am paying a hefty price for this. Believe me, I'm not getting it free, the bastards. But yeah, well worth it. I'm terrifically happy. So I'll leave you there. Got any questions, put them in the comments below.